guy just has been demonstrated like chasing better again and again and again. Bobby Wagner will be on defense. I thought just a couple words I was describing with him, just the consistency, the dependability. Like if you need something, you look to Bobby. And his tackling, his hitting, certainly going to be a presence this game. And then on special teams, Tress will be a captain for this game. And the impact in our building goes well beyond being a great punter. And he has a real presence for their guys. So 3 really cool teammates to bring up to Cincinnati and be the game captains for this week. So all that said, John, let's let it rip.
So Emmanuel Forbes, saw him out there doing some work. What's his status for Monday?
Yeah, so today was the first real day to get more action to go. We'll take it till Monday, but in this case, I would like to have seen more reps to go, but we'll keep him available as he would be, but probably shooting more towards next week.
And Johnny Newton still
Yeah.
getting more snaps.
Yep. Yeah, and he really had a good week. I really felt him, sometimes you need that game, John, to get in, get the tackle, get hitting. And so today he was able to, or this week I thought, really able to express himself. You felt the speed, you felt the movements. And so, we're excited to get him more reps.
And then for Cincinnati, with T. Higgins likely to play, and we've seen how teams can roll to Jamar Chase the first couple games. How does that complicate what you want to do against them, or what the problems they present?
Yeah, you're right on the point. When you have multiple players, to deal with, that's what makes it the challenge. So how do you affect the quarterback, to make sure that there's different ways to roll to one player, roll to another. If you got to put a double onto some, you do that. And so there's some disguise element, obviously, that goes with it. But, you have to use the whole complement of tools when you got, bookends as strong as these two.
Cleveland Farrell, he's got your only 2 sacks this year, which I don't know if that was a surprise, but how have you seen him, and what do you kind of, he's been a little bit banged up, what do you kind of see his role this week?
Yeah, well, actually, Cleve's knee has just not turned like we'd hoped this week, so he'll be out for the game. He's a warrior presence for us in terms of the toughness and all that he brings, but it just hasn't turned quickly enough for him to be fully him. So we'll wait and see what that looks like for next week. But for this game, Cleve will be out.
So what does that kind of do for your rotation for the rest of the group?
Yeah, and ramps up more on some of the other guys, and they're definitely prepared to do that. More with Dante and that. So it's nice to have the experience, obviously, that we do to be able to do that. Going once.
Does losing a big piece like Clellan, at a time when you guys want to coordinate the rush and kind of refine that area, does that make that more challenging, or is it just, next man up sort of deal?
No, I don't say that generally. I know that's a phrase people use, but this is an impactful guy on our team, and so I never want to not show the regard for the person under the helmet. So Cleve's an absolute warrior for us. Good news is this is not something that's a long-term issue. Does it feel comfortable? No, but that's kind of our league where you have to make adjustments and you have to go. Not everybody gets, a whole season where everybody's in good shape, physically, and that's part of the adjusting and the coaching to go with it. But the positive I'm taking from it is that, it's not going to be a long-term issue, and one that if we can get under control and get back, then get back to being fully him.
And I know Jaden's played in big games before, but, his first national TV game in the NFL and playing against a guy that he's been compared to for a long time, is there any message to him, hey, don't feel the need to put the cape on or press or anything like that before a big game?
Yeah, and we recognize, it is, Monday Night Football, it's a lot of fun. It really is, and the environment's good. There's a stage on the field. It's a shit show of people out on the field before the game. It's awesome, It's like just chaos and crazy, and so for most of the guys, I wanted them to, enjoy the build-up for the game, and then once it kicks off, you go. But there is a build-up to go, and for he and for the other rookies, you go through firsts a lot, and so this and then the next first. And so, first, Monday night game, and you just keep checking. But, that we'll have those discussions about, playing to him. But it's kind of how he's built too, Sam. He's really answered those well before this game. And if he was somebody like me that was, wanting to headbutt the wall before you go out, I'd be nervous, but that's not him, so he has no D-line background in him. So he's one cool customer.
Coach, all the way back here. There's a lot of game records in the NFL when it comes to defensive ends, pass rushers, etc. a guy like Trey Hendrickson, how are you guys, offensive lineman-wise, preparing for a guy like that that's coming off a game against the Chiefs where he obviously made a big impact late?
He certainly did, and that's not the first game that he has done that. We hold him in such high regard about the style and the attitude that he plays with, and maybe over the last 2.5 or 3 years, he's been as productive as anybody rushing the passer. And so you're right to say, like, not only us, but all the teams, you circle on the game plan to say this is one that you got to be prepared for and going. It's a good matchup, one that's tough, and, you got to use all the tools to get there. But, we hold him in very high regard.
Nikki said I could give her 6 questions. But I'm curious, going back to Cleveland, the opportunity for Jamin Davis then to probably get more. How has he progressed?
Have you been in the coaching meetings or something? You're trying to get guys to play here? No, it would be more. Javonte, I thought, John, is coming on as well. And so to see guys start to make their move, Javonte and Johnny stood out to me specifically this week. Their legs underneath them, the speed to go. And so it's great to see that. We know early players you develop, and you need time on task to go, but you have to go through those and battle, good players and the Wirfs of the world and, Andrew Thomases of the world, and say, like, these guys are highly skilled at what they do. And so you got to be on your point, to say, here's my one chance. I got to hit this one. And so it's these great lessons, John, that take place all during the games, and that's where you gain experience and exposure. That worked, that didn't. How do I got to go about it? And so that'll be the case again, as in all these games for these guys.
He's got the length. So where has he progressed in that? And Johnny, I think he kind of saying he thought he was thinking too much.
And I felt just his speed and athleticism here this week in practice, where he can move and change the direction so quickly for a big guy. And I would say with Javonte, I've really felt like the pass rush starting to turn. He spent lots of times with Darryl and Ryan, over the last, weeks. And, it doesn't come at once. These bursts, they happen again. And so I felt that with him this week. So he'll get more reps. He's earned them. He's ready for it. And it's 2 excellent big tackles for them. So, different styles every week of people you go against. And so, like I said, good, hard road challenge, man, one that we're really pumped about. All right, you guys have a good one.